Welcome to Title Island, my new segment where I tell you who I think are the true contenders for the NBA championship in a more fun fashion. Closing in on the island for me is Golden State. The reason they're not on the island yet is because I just don't know if this Jimmy Butler era is still in the honeymoon phase and where they're going to go. Because if you remember the beginning of the year, Buddy Hield was going nuts and a lot of people were saying, well, the Warriors are back. Then Buddy Hield came back down to earth and the Warriors kind of became irrelevant. Now they've got Jimmy Butler. In the games Jimmy's played very well. Steph seems rejuvenated, and we just got to see where it goes. On the shore is Denver and LA. These two teams are going to be in an absolute war in the second round of the playoffs. And yes, in the playoffs recently, Denver has had the upper hand, but the Lakers are going to have Luka, they're going to have LeBron, and Denver honestly raises more questions for me. What are they going to do when Jokic is not on the court? Jamal Murray has been inconsistent. Russell Westbrook has been Russell Westbrook. And the Nuggets as a whole just do not shoot the three ball well. And that does not bode well for teams in the playoffs. Then, of course, for LA, they've got Luka, they've got LeBron. And the biggest thing is they're playing defense. You can just tell JJ Redick has this entire team bought in. They want to win. They know they have an opportunity to win. And LeBron James is 40 years old, putting up similar numbers to his MVP season in 2013. LeBron looks like he's ready to go and give it one last real push to a championship. So we'll see what happens with LA. I think the sky's the limit. It's unfortunate, but I think it's the truth. Then, of course, our Islanders are Cleveland, OKC, and Boston. If you just look at net rating, these three teams are historically good. And they all completed the 40-20 rule, which makes them legit contenders. The questions I raise for OKC is, do they have a legitimate second option? Can J-Dub be great in the playoffs? We'll have to see. And OKC's offense can get cold. We saw it the other day when they blew a huge lead against Minnesota. The Thunder's offense is shaky. It's what killed them last year. We'll see what happens in the playoffs this year. For Cleveland, it's kind of the opposite. They've got a great offense, but can they defend? They made that big trade to get DeAndre Hunter to be a Celtic stopper. His presence wasn't really felt Friday in that game, but he still made some key plays. So that's a wild card going into the playoffs. But the biggest wild card of them all is the third best team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics. Can you confidently say a team is going to beat Boston in a 7-game series this year? Is Boston going to stay healthy? And honestly, if Cleveland does not beat Boston in the Eastern Conference playoffs, I don't see whoever comes out of the West beating the Celtics because the West is such a gauntlet. Whoever comes out of the West is just going to have to be the most healthy team in that conference. That's what happened last year, and Dallas still wasn't 100%, and Boston wrecked them. So we'll see what happens, but for right now, that is how Title Island looks.